Okay, so Joshua fought the Battle of Jericho. A little traditional song, very, very cool. One of my favorite ones in the book. We're going to talk about a new way to practice. Well, maybe not a new way to practice, but something I've been talking about a lot, and I don't think I've talked about it on the videos like this. We're going to take the way we practice and go a little bit more in depth with this. So, I just wrote up this practice tips page. Ooh, you want to see that? I just wrote this up for a student, and I think it just may save the day for some of these songs. So we're going to do these 3 steps to get through this piece. First, we're going to start with labeling the phrases of music, which is usually sets of 4. We've heard about that. There's the phrases, the little musical sentences. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'd put a little box and put a 1 in the box. Put a 2 in the box here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put a 3 in the box. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go through the piece and find your phrases. Remember, some of them start on pickups, so you can read the words a little bit. That should help you. You can see that you probably wouldn't start your sentence with "talk about your king of Gideon." You say, "You may talk about your king of Gideon." So watch out for those pickups. After we label all the phrases, which I'm assuming you're doing right now. I'm assuming. Okay. We're going to practice the phrase, that phrase only, 1 phrase at a time. 1 phrase, not 2 phrases. Uno, not dos. We're going to practice that like 10 times over and over. So it's going to sound like this. Maybe I'll just go right into it again. We can do that like 10 times. Just rewind the video if you want to hear it 10 times. But while we're doing that, the paper says start memorizing the notes. So you should be able to look down. And if you see, I only played it like a handful of times and I got it mostly memorized. Notice how I looked if I needed to. You don't have to memorize it straight out. You don't have to play 10 times and then take the music away. After 3 or 4 times, you start to look away from the music already, like I did. That was only 3 times. And I'm slightly there. I'm peeking at the music. But after 4 times, I almost have it memorized. Now, if you do this 10 times every day, 10 times 7, you'll have it memorized. So, after you get done with phrase 1, you do the same thing for phrase 2. When it's memorized and easy. It doesn't have to be completely memorized, but it does have to be pretty easy. If you're still struggling and going slow like that, add about 50 more to that 10. So the idea is not 10 only, just until it's memorized-ish and easy-ish. If you do this every day, you'll get through these songs. You'll have them partly memorized right away, and we're really learning about the piece rather than just practicing it over. We're really like getting information out of those. If you say something only once, you may remember it, but if I say it 10 times in a row, 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 you'll probably remember it. Kind of like telephone numbers. If you say a telephone number once, you're not going to remember it, but if you say it over and over, you're gonna, and then you at least know something. So no more doing phrases 1 time and then going to the next thing. Okay, so with that being said, let me take you through some of the pitfalls of the piece. We're doing a swing rhythm. If you see on the top it says swing the 8ths. So that means we're not doing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... We're doing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1. So we're taking that long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short, long. Gap just like we did on the cool walking bass. So, also get that right away. Remember, if you're playing it 10 times in a row, you're going to have an idea what the song sounds like right away, rather than 2 weeks into it. You start to hear it right away. So hear that swing. That's what we're looking for. Okay. That way we're getting an idea of the piece right away rather than waiting till the next time I see you and then kind of playing it right. We want to play it right from the get-go so we don't have bad ideas in our head, so you don't play it wrong for a couple days. There's a little bit of dynamics, just one really, and there's a little bit of pedaling, one or two, and there's a lot of that ledger line because we're right after the ledger line chapter. We want to start to read those low notes. Okay, nothing really hard. In fact, you'll see a pattern that it really goes from A minor position to A minor position, just down lower. Okay, we have some crossovers. Watch that on the third phrase, and those jumps. Third phrase has a jump, and the very end of the song has a jump down to the lower A minor position. Pretty tricky song, but we're practicing in a new, smarter way, so I feel good things. I feel it in my blood. Let's go get 'em.